Hello my dear students, welcome back to my class. In the series of learning programming in C, in the previous video we discussed about the storage classes. We discussed about the auto storage class with a programming example. Well, in today's video we will discuss about the next storage class, that is extern storage class. Let us understand this extern storage class in detail. What is the need of this extern storage class with two programming examples with execution. So those who are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so that you can get the notification of all the new videos. Watch the video till the end. Do not skip the video. And if you like the video, please click on the like button and share the video to all your friends. Extern storage class, as the name itself tells you, extern means it is a storage class which acts like a global variable. So we know how to use global variable. Global variable will be usually declared outside the main, and it is the variable that is accessible throughout the program. Throughout the program, in the sense main function as well as in the sub functions. So these global variables, whereas the auto variable is a local variable, but extern storage class is represented for global variables. Means I can access the data throughout the program in the main function as well as in all the sub functions. But there is some speciality about this extern storage class. So this extern keyword, the extern storage class that what we use, is specially used when we want to share the global values, global variables among multiple files. So in one file, I have main program, sub program, so multiple blocks will be there. In multiple blocks, in the main function, in the sub function, everywhere global variable will be accessed. But I have to make this global variable to be accessed outside the file in other files also. Say you deal with a project. So when we have a project, we will have multiple files. So while linking, during the linking phase, all these multiple files will be collaged, means we have to combine all these multiple files, and these multiple files must share global data. How to share this global data? That is possible with extern. So hope you have understood what actually this extern is. So let us get into the content, in detail content. So extern storage class is used to declare a global variable. It is used to declare a global variable. This point you have to remember, that is defined in one file and can be accessed in another file. So we declare a global variable with the help of extern in one file and access that global variable in another file. So what happens? The main purpose of extern is during the compiling process, when we use extern, we are telling the compiler that you have to make available this global variable to other files also. This happens in the linking phase. So we know what is linking phase. In the linking phase, what happens? All the files will be combined together. All the multiple files will be combined together, and it is the responsibility of the linking phase to make the global data available in another file, and that is possible with extern. So using extern, global variables can be shared among multiple files. Let me explain this with small example here. Say you have a project, you are dealing with project, and there are many members involved in the project. One member is dealing with file1.c, the other member is dealing with file2.c. So in the file 1, whatever member I have, the global variable, and whatever, we can also have global method, global function also. So I have to make these global variable and global method to be accessed in another file. So I have a task of developing this function. The another member is having the task of developing one more function. And that member who is designing some function can access these global data of the previous file. So that is possible only with extern. So what we need to do, we must have global variables first of all. Then we can have global function, and this global function is extern. See, we have extern keyword saying that it is external to this file. So here we need to include these files also. If we are not under one project, we can include the files also. I'll just show you with the programming example. Right. So here you have file1.c. Here in the file2.c we have display function. In the display function, what we do, we say extern int x, indicating that this function should use this global variable. So when I use this keyword extern, it is an indication to the compiler that during linking phase, it has to link to this file and get the access to this global variable. During linking phase, so I am telling the compiler that during linking phase, you have to link this file to one more file to access this global data. So I say extern int x means it is a global variable that is somewhere available in some other file. So when I see, or when the compiler gets to know that in the program we have extern, it indicates that this is a global variable that has to be accessed from some other file. That is the major purpose of using extern. Well, we know global variable declared within a whole program, it can run throughout the program. But from file to file, that is possible only with extern. Global data of one file can be accessed in another file. So file 2 can access this X global data. In the same way, I say display, this is the function that is defined in one more file. So how to access this global method, how to access this global data, let us understand with programming example. We will discuss two programs. One from main function to subfunction, how we can access global data, and another from one file to another file, how we can access the global data. And along with this, we should also learn what is a keyword. And when I say storage class, it is associated with few things. That is the scope of the variable, lifetime of the variable, and then we talk about the default value, all those things. And the first and foremost, we need to talk about the keyword, right? So what is the keyword of extern? It is extern only. So the keyword to use external variable and external method, it is extern itself. Then what is the scope of this variable? Scope, we all know the scope talks about few things like where it is accessed. Scope talks about three things. Either is it accessed only within a block, or within a function, or throughout the program. So here this extern is accessed throughout the program, throughout the block, function, everywhere it is accessed. Then talking about the lifetime. So what is the lifetime of this extern data? As I said, we deal with some projects. Projects will have many files, means it is available throughout the project or throughout the program. The lifetime, I can say, it is global. It is globally available to the entire project. The lifetime is global. And here also we talk about the block or function or program. We say it is global access. Lifetime is global. And what is the default value here for extern? The default value will be 0. If we don't initialize the global variables, the default value will be 0. Whereas for auto, it is garbage, junk value. So we have scope, we have lifetime, default value is 0, and the location where it is stored. Do we store this in CPU registers or in RAM? It is stored in RAM, that is in the main memory. So it is stored in the main memory, that is in RAM. The keyword is extern. Scope, it is accessed. Where it is accessed? Throughout the program. The lifetime of this, throughout the program, it is available. Then default value is 0, and the location where we are going to store this external variable data, we are going to store it in the main memory. So let us understand how we can access these external data, that is between files. The main purpose of extern is how we can access with different files. Let us understand with a programming example. This is the first program to understand extern function. So we have the function declaration fun1 and fun2, and we have a global declaration. Here we have the global variable int a equal to 10. That is the main function. We say we need to access this global variable. So here we have declared it. Here it is initialized. So when it is declared that it is extern, so it has to access this global variable. So we are telling the compiler that it has to access this global variable. Then we print the value a. Then it is going to print 10 here. The output will be 10 for this. Then we call the function 1. The control will be to function 1. So we have a local variable a equal to 1, initialized to 1. So I say a plus plus. So print that a value means it is going to print 2. Then again call get back, again call function 2. Now I am trying to print the value of a. So here it has no local declaration. The function 2 has no local declaration for a. So obviously it has to access a. So here you can just observe one thing. In the main function I say it has to access this global variable. But in the sub function when I say a, and I am not writing any external keyword also, but the compiler automatically accesses this global data itself. Means to say the global data is accessible throughout the program. And extern tells the compiler that you need to refer to this initialization itself. So here I'll get 10, here I'll get 2, and here also 10. The output will be, it is 10, 2 and 10. So this extern does not make any difference here because I am using in a single file. Say this is in one file. But how this extern is giving this speciality with global data access in different files means I need to have external variables that is access within different files. Means extern can access the data among different files. So let us understand that with one more program. Here we have the second program to understand how this external data can be accessed among multiple files. So we have file1.c and we have support.c. So let us learn how these external data, that is global data, can be accessed among multiple files. So we have as usual include stdio.h and we have one more say support.c. I'll tell you why we are going to include that. Look at here we have the global declaration for x. So this is global variable. Then we have a global method also, global function. So I say extern void display. Means to say this is the external function that is available in some other file. Assuming this is a whole project and we have multiple files. This is first file and second file. And we are accessing this display as a global function. So that is defined somewhere else. Right. And in the main function, we are calling this display function means if I have separate files, then I need to include that file into my program. That is what I am doing here. So I am including that file where I can get the definition of display function. So display is the global function that is available in another file. So I need to include that file to my program. So as the compiler encounters this preprocessor directive to include this support.c. So support.c file will be included here. So when I call a display function, the control will go to that global function. So it will go to support.c. Means to say this complete code will be made available here. So support.c, I am including that file means this complete file will be included here to this file 1.c. So when I say display, it will go to this display code and here inside the display code, I say access the global data that is available in another file. So I have a global variable x equal to 10. When I say extern here, extern indicates that you have to access global data available in another file. So another file, this is x equal to 10. So here x means it is 10. So I say x plus plus, it is 10 equal to 10 plus 1. So the x value becomes 11. So I get a message in support.c file x equal to that message and x equal to 11. So when I come back to this, there is only one line. So I say display function. I went to the support.c file, and there I say access this global data, X is accessed, increment that, print that. So my output will be in support.c file X equal to 11. See, this is how we access the global data and the global method, that is global function. When I call this display function, anyhow this complete file will be included here. So it will go to the display code. Display code, what happens here? I have an extern keyword which tells you need to access its global data. So it is accessing 10. So increment that. So this complete statement gets executed. I am going to get this output. So let us see the execution of all these programs. So here we have the first program to understand this extern storage class. So let us understand how this extern variable can be accessed in a single file. So we have a file. So here we have a single file with many blocks. So we have the main function here, and we have the two functions, function 1 and function 2. So the global variable x is declared here, x equal to 10, so it has been initialized, and here inside the main function we declare that as extern variable. So I have used this x. So when I say x, I have not initialized it here, but I am declaring it as extern variable, saying that it is declared and initialized somewhere else in the whole program, in some other block. So I say printf x equal to percentage d, it has to refer this value 10. Then I'll call function 1, the control will go to function 1, but here I have a variable, local variable x equal to 1. When I say x plus plus, it is with respect to x equal to 1, so it is going to get the value 2 here. Then I'll get back to the main function. Then in function 2, I'll come to the function 2. Here I say x. So now x has to once again refer to the global variable x. See, this extern storage class is much useful when we have to share global variables between multiple files. So let us see this file now. So save this program and run the program. So it is x equal to 10. So here it is in the main function x equal to 10. So x is just declared as external variable. So it is going to dereference this global value, which is 10. Then we have the function 1, which is local variable x equal to 1. So x plus plus means x equal to 2. Then again I say function 2. Here I am referring x. So it is global variable. So here the extern tells the compiler that you have to have refer to the global variable. Let us go to the second one, which is how to access this extern variable and function between two files. So I have a file by name file1.c. So I say hash include stdio.h and I say support.c, which is one more file. So I am including that file because I am not under one project here. I have two separate files. So in file 1, I am including support1 file. So I am including support, and I have a global variable x equal to 10. Then I say a global function display, an external function. So inside the main function, what I'll do, I'm going to call this display function. So when I call the display function, actually it has to go to the support file. So here I have the code of display function. So I have the extern variable extern int x. So in the display function, I say it is extern int x in the sense I need to refer the external variable, that is global variable x. That global variable x is in file 1. So I say you have to refer to that global variable x equal to 10. So here when I go to support file, in the display code, see in the display code I have int x, means I am referring to that external variable. This is how. See in the file 1, look at this, I am opening file 1 now. This is multiple files. See, I am managing the global variables, global values between two files here. One is file 1, the other one is support 1. In file 1, I have the global variable x equal to 10 and a global method also. And I am calling that global method in the main function. So when I call this global method from the main function, the control will go to the one more file, support file. So this is useful when I have a very big project under which many members are involved, and one member is dealing with file 1, the other member is dealing with support file. So they are dealing with two different files for one single project. So in the support, I have the code of display, where the display is trying to access the global variable x. So here when I say x plus plus, it has to increase the value of x. So what is x? It is the value, global value, that what I have in file 1, which is 10. So here in the display code in the support file, so x plus 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 it is 11. So I should get the value as 11. So come back to this file. So I am including this support. So I need not go to support and execute. I am straight away including this support. When I say global variable 10 and the global method display, the control will go to display here, and the display code says increase that global value x and print the value of that. So come back to file 1 and run this file. See what will be the output. See, message from support.c file x equal to 11. So you can just have a new line there. So I'll just say new line, save this, clear the content, come back to this file 1. So as I have included support.c, let me run file 1. See, I'll get a message from support.c file x equal to 11. So this is how I can manage the extern variable between multiple files. So hope you have understood with the extern variable. That's all for today's video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.